Buzz, welcome back to Metables and welcome back to another episode of Owl House. Owl House! I think we're slowly easing into the actual lore of the story with about 11 episodes in. I think we're past halfway at this point because I think there's 20 in this one, and then actually things might actually start popping up a little bit. You know, with the last one talking about her like curse, and then also Luce being in school, I think we're heading into something fun. Hey, how's it going? Check out this thing. Greatly appreciate it. Consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'm gonna push to 100K. Hey, you like the episodes? You like the content? There's a lot of it here. All right, if you like reaction content, I do a lot of reaction content. I have a gaming channel. I stream on Twitch. I do all this other fun stuff. All right, that's my call to action. Check it out. Let's get into the episode.
Partake of my free snack samples! Take them! I demand it as your ruler! The king of demons!
Great.
Why isn't anyone paying attention?
Is that bacon? You just gotta throw that on the floor?
It reeks more of nerd than money today.
Guys! You will not believe what's going on!
You cannot grab children off the street and sniff them. And also say they reek of nerd and not money. There's multiple layers of this. That's bad.
It's a book fair! Where books come to life!
Did we already have this problem? Didn't we already kind of revisit, like, we had a few episodes ago. All right, it was with the, oh my God, Amity? It was with Amity's siblings, and we had a book come to life, and it almost killed us.
Will you give it a chance? I'll let you ride in my hoodie.
Cute.
This book fair's got everything. A scene-making...
Hold on. What kind of side little jokes do we have here? The Reviewnicorn? Reviewnicorn. Honestly, pretty good. Ghostwriters? Stop. Stop.
Workshop, meet and greets, and what's...
Hold on. That was also a little one too.
Scene-making workshop, meet and greet.
Tragedy section, read 'em and weep. Go on, they're pretty good at these. They're pretty good at these little like one-liners.
And what's that? A writing competition?
Oh. I would fail instantly. I am horrible at writing. I can write for myself, and then I can like ad-lib off of that, but like professionally, I write like a first grader probably, maybe worse.
It's a map to the bloom of eternal youth, a rare flower that only grows once a millennia. Like the name says, it gives eternal youth to whomever holds it.
Once a millennia? That would be one crazy business plan, right? Once a millennia, like the thing is, these flowers, if it does what it says it does, you can keep this business in your generation and like do a group of flowers every year until you get to the millennia, and then sell a group of flowers every millennia, you know, and you would make a metric fuck ton of money because it technically is supposed to be rare, but if you planned it accordingly and have like what would you need, like a distillery or some shit to like for all of them just to sit in like a room, and you have 1,000 rooms for one for each. It gets complicated, but I'm telling you, after one person sells it, this is going to be a long time in the making, but after one person sells it, then we can start having a profit, right? It's got to be a hobby at first, until the first 1,000 years, and then afterwards it can flourish into a beautiful business.
Interesting. So Lilith wants to nab this power for the Emperor, huh? Well, won't she be surprised when I get there first and get it for myself?
That's right.
That'll show her who's frail.
Me.
Yes, well, we'll see, won't we?
Why do you kind of remind me of Hootie a little bit? My Hootie senses are tingling. You know, you're a big round face on top of a lengthy body. You watch your step there, sir.
That we want to see in the story.
I can write anything?
Yeah, we're brainstorming. Every idea is a good idea.
Done.
Aw, is that all you want to see?
Maybe I should use these boards more often. I wonder if I did it more like storyboarding, if it would be easier for me to write instead of just writing from a blank page and just continuously going. But I can do that. I wonder if I should. Maybe it was just my teachers not being able to teach me properly. You know, maybe I needed a different way to do it. And I think if I had a board and I had like, I can visibly like see the pattern of how it's supposed to follow, I can see that being extremely beneficial. Unless it's just an idea board.
Hey, there's more to life than shipping.
Don't you dare
here
insult
we
shipping
go.
in my presence.
Apprentice, living room.
I'll be back. We'll figure this out.
Shipping
okay,
could be
writing
like that.
buddy?
My turn to write.
It was funny because like when we were reacting to Gravity Falls, there was one scene. It was with when they're in the mansion, and it was with Pacifica and Dipper. And they like smiled at each other, and then that's all you need for like this whole thing to spiral out of control. All right, the relationship between shipping and like the storm that comes after it is extremely fascinating to me.
I'm Pignat of Pignat Publishing House, and your name is King?
It's more of a rank than a name.
I loved your story.
Do you think we find out his name at some point? I guess all of you know, and I don't know, but like King, I guess, is a title or a nickname, I guess, or technically both. But like, where did he actually come from? You know, there's no way she just created him. He's not like a Hody.
I'll make you as famous as John DePlume.
John DePlume. Oh, is this gonna be another situation like what was it, like the first or second episode where like it's like, hey, you're destined for greatness. Here, let me abuse you. You know, is it like that kind of thing? Where it's like, hey, I'll turn your book into, I'll make you a star. You know, all you have to do is give me your soul or some shit like that.
Then all you have to do is sign here.
It's not a long contract, all right? Make sure you always read your contracts. If you can, hire someone professional to read it. I had this one job back when I lived in New York where basically I was getting signed on as a personality, but their contract had it so they owned Madable's content, you know? And this was back like, this was a while ago still. So like the fact that they would have like owned my content, but like with it just like sneaking in there, crazy. Oh, actually, well, he did what he said. Technically, it's a really cute cover. You know, Ruler's Reach, great great title. Enter the bad boy. Enter the bad boy.
I'll get to the bloom of eternal youth before Lilith. Who's frail now, Emperor Dorks?
Me.
Someone's following me.
So she can summon astral weapons. Where's your staff? Did you not bring your staff here? That's Lilith, by the way. That's definitely Lilith. What is your, like, I wonder if we have, like, a documented spell book of Ida, right? Of, like, all the things that she has done and will do, I guess. And we have, like a itinerary of, like, hey, she has spell sword. She has summon owl. She has summon staff. Whatever. Portal making. Or shield. Whatever it may be.
My publisher is throwing a huge party for my book, Ruler's Reach. And I'd like for you to be there.
Oh. Oh. You did take her whole, like, passion project and throw it away and scribbled all over it and fucking killed her. You technically killed her. I feel that.
All right, fine. Be that way, I guess.
Damn, dude.
Girl, you don't need him.
But I don't want to be mad at him either.
Yeah. Got it. Oh, I feel that as, like, a person that is, like, inherently, like, positive, you know? At least, like, I always want to, like, I'm a people pleaser. How could you guess, right? So, like, I always want to make sure everybody's fine, but, like, of course, like, I do get impatient and I do get, like, angry sometimes. Well, quite a bit, actually. But still, like, to hold a grudge at this point, at least to the people you don't want to hold a grudge to, is complicated. You know, because at one end, you're like, hey, let's scrap that bitch. But on the other hand, fire in eternity. You know, you keep that shit for a while. So it really depends on the person, but she is such a, like, a positive force where I'm sure it's significantly harder for her to stay upset with him than for him to apologize to her. Because he's getting better, though. You know, King is getting a little bit more and more, like, people friendly. What else do we want to call it? He's getting better with emotions and, like, treating people a little bit nicer instead of just minions. At least just a loose.
Where's John DePlume at?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about John DePlume. You know, like, what's his contract? Should we have talked to John DePlume before we accepted said contract? What if he's also, like, a puppet and he's also, like, trapped in there? He's like, somebody get me. Or since he got accepted, John DePlume is now free.
I'm not writing for you after you made fun of all my ideas.
Hey, what the heck?
Congratulations on all your hard-earned success.
Damn, dude.
What am I?
She's given. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. It do be like that though. I mean, props to her for being able to control her emotions and to don't do the right thing technically. But boy, we got to get onto this guy a little bit. We got to get him just cranking. You know, just to understand a little bit. You know, I'm sure if he came at this a little bit nicer and a little bit more like, hey, I really fucked up, but we did something good. I'll make it up to you kind of thing. I'm sure she would have kind of folded for that kind of vibe.
Race to the kitchen, Lily. Lily?
Spider crab? You know what? I never saw crabs as really that pain of the ass, but if they did crawl on walls and web up some bitches, I think I would be a little bit more scared of crabs.
Can I help you?
Perhaps.
What a sneaky little snake. Like, I don't know if he's doing a bad thing or not, but he just looks evil. But he hasn't really done anything bad, right? Like, he's like, hey, he's like, I'll turn you into a writer. Can you give me the rights to this book? But he's like being all sneaky about it. A sneaky little snake, you know? So I don't know if we trust him, but look at him. How? How do we trust that bitch? You look bad. Well, you know, I'm not saying it in a mean way. I'm just saying you look evil.
Some of the best books were written in literal crunch time.
That's a toxic mentality that contributes to burnout and unrealistic expectations.
Totally fair. She's got a point. She's actually very knowledgeable for a youngin', you know? She knows what the hell she's talking about. Crunch time is never good, all right? If you need to push something back, push something back, all right? If you're pushing it back because you're being lazy about it, that's also another thing. Like, if you need to put some gas under your ass, that's not really what it's called. It's fire, but still, make sure you stay, like, rightfully motivated and you stay, like, on a proper deadline. As long as you work, like, respectively, I see, like, and you still need more time, it's perfectly reasonable, you know, as long as you like understand your patience if you're taking it seriously and stuff. But if you just keep pushing it off because you keep pushing it off, you got to give yourself some kind of deadline to make sure that you keep yourself motivated.
You'll never be able to hold a pen again.
Excuse me.
Just like...
Help me!
That's fucked. That's crazy. I think you sold something worse than your soul. It's not even like you'll be dead or anything. You'll be imprisoned as a little box forever. It's a little cute box, but still.
No!
This has got JoJo written all over it, dude. All right, this could totally have been a stand that collects people's bodies and turns them into faces and puts them in a briefcase. Look at all these cuties in here, though.
Good entrance, but that outfit. Ah! Oh, look at his little shoes.
His little shoes. Yeah, I guess he didn't really know who he was messing with. You know, I'm pretty sure these are probably the two most powerful witches, at least in the zip code. I don't really know how far this place goes, but, you know, if you're trying to scam some people, make sure they're not really powerful or stick to, I don't know, scamming children, I guess. I don't really know.
Skip to the finale. You'll find it enlightening.
Yeah, that would have been pretty good.
King, the contract!
Pretentious scarf, go!
Dude, there's no... If this was your plan, you guys would have been dead. Or should have been dead at this point. I had no idea there was a hole up there. Or I didn't even recognize when he put that hole there to get the document, I guess. But also, if you're having a prisoner, you don't want them to have any kind of access to grab you in any capacity. I just would have opened it like a little, like, door thing for like, mail. You slide that bitch through, you close that bitch back up. You know, otherwise this shit happens. You get wrapped by a scarf, by a little man with a bone on his head, or a fox, or wolf, or whatever the hell he is.
But...
Ugh. If I read this, will you go so I can annihilate them in peace?
Of course!
Jesus, everybody's writing. It's gonna be the greatest thing he's ever seen, or it's gonna be so ridiculous he explodes. Oh, he loved it.
Wait a minute. What about King?
You don't want... What the fuck are you talking... The whole lesson here is this guy he's collecting souls. What the fuck are you doing? Let's set these people free.
Not now, because I want to give you a chance to join on your own. Join me in the Emperor's Coven, Edelin. He could even heal your curse.
Damn.
No, I'll heal it on my own terms. I don't want to owe him anything.
That's fair.
Catch you later, sis.
Not if I catch you first.
I guess it's a cute little relationship, but like at some point this is gonna become a toxic relationship. You know, your sister that's always hunting you down, that wants to bring you in, but like the big boy, he wants you on the like. I just see this becoming like a little bit of a knot down the road. It seems like they still care about each other, but like at one point will it become too much? Like, will there be a point where Lilith like has to do something she really doesn't want to do, but she's being told by the big guy, and then will she have to deny him, and then she will get punished for it, and then we're gonna have to like take him out? This can go down a whole different route.
Books?
Nope, I don't know nothing about that.
We hate books. Wow, look at the time.
What's a book? Good night.
Yep.
Huh? What the?
Every time she comes back from a trip or just being outside, there's some huge fucking event that happens. I think we need a little bit more supervision, or we just need her to kind of babysit. I'm sure she doesn't want to, obviously, but things are just going to get more and more intense as they feel a little bit more freedom.
Girl, you do not want to know.
That's cute though. It was cute. Still not. They're still trickling in like a little bit of story. It's like, hey, he could potentially heal you. We could do this. Oh, we sister bonding a little bit. I think the more on like the Luce's end wasn't really much of anything. It was like more like filler or like a little just bit of team building exercise. But more on Ida's side, it's definitely more lore based. All right, but it was like just a pinch, just a little pinch. I want to see if we recognize the writers, the snake guy, or the writing thing. Let's see. Yeah. Pinier. Andre Zaglicio. Zaluso? Don't know you. Let's see. Additional voices. Jake Green, Alice Hurst, Jesse Jones, Ryan O'Flanagan. I'm sure I recognize some of these other people, but just not by the names. I'm sure by characters, obviously. And that's it. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. I'll see you guys technically this weekend for some fun shit. See you next time.